Lesson 20, Music Makers at the Keyboard. This week was a review week. We didn't start a new piece, so we spent a lot of time in class working on previous pieces, making them more precise, adding chords, trying them in different keys. So this week at the piano, you'll notice on the homework it says to remember to warm up in the key in the air that they're going to play in. And then it says that the song of the week is All the Little Ducklings. It reminds them what track it's on for all of the different patterns. And then it says to play it in all of the keys and add a 4 chord. The chord is going to be played in the right hand. So I want to show you how to do that. All right, so I'm going to show you the 4 chord in the key of C major, D major, F major, and G major. First, in C major, we have Do, Mi, So, 1 chord. Now we move to the 4 chord. Do, Fa, La, 4 chord. So when I add it to All the Little Ducklings, it sounds this way. In D major, the 4 chord looks this way. Do, Mi, So, 1 chord. Do, Fa, La. Did you notice I moved the 3 and the 5 over? And now I add it to the piece. Okay, they can do it in E major. I'm having them move it to F major. Look at the 4 chord. It uses that B flat, which is part of our 5 finger. So we have to include it when we create the 4 chord. And finally the G. Very similar to the C with all white keys. They're finding these chords by ear. There is a visual aspect, but they're not going to remember that as well. They're going to begin to learn how it feels in their hand, and they're also going to hear whether it's correct. So an example of an incorrect sound would be in E major, which they're not doing, but there's an example of a sound. Or maybe in F major, doesn't sound right. They have to adjust the sound to make it right. All right, so that card, of course, they got last week, but in case you haven't put it in yet, this goes into the pile of cards that they have that they're working on. Now we move on. We go to the drum song, and it says to add the left-hand chords. So that means this open chord, which I showed you last week. So now it says to play it in D minor, so they have to move that open sound. Tried it in G minor. Did you notice that the note that they crossed over wasn't a black key like in F minor? It wouldn't sound right if you did this. That's the sound we want. Then it says to play 2 more songs. They go into their card file. They can select them if they don't want to be that picky. They're going to find, say, John Kanaka, and maybe When the Train Comes Along. And they're going to try them in 3 different keys. That will be interesting. So When the Train Comes Along, in G minor, maybe in F minor, maybe in D minor. They're going to add chords. I picked was John Kanaka. they may decide to put the melody in the other hand. These are all great ideas. All right, the next thing says to take the duple pink cards out, which I hope that they're still there in the front of their book, and they're going to practice with the CD. This particular one is an important one because they're learning dictation. So they're taking the card and they're going to be listening, and Mr. Bear will be speaking one of these cards, and they're going to be asked to put it out. And then they're going to keep that card out, and then he's going to add another card to it. And then he's going to even add another card to it. So they're learning what's called dictation, where they have to remember what the sound is and then add another sound to it. This is an important one. Please don't leave this part out. And then finally they have what I wrote down was a writing assignment, but actually it's a reading assignment. They go to page 15 to play the mystery song. Let's do that now. Okay, we have Who's That as a reading piece. We know it's in the key of C-Do, and this is our starting note, C-Do. How do we know it? It tells you at the top. It also, in yours, tells you that this C with the line through it is the Do, and it sounds this way on your piano. Right? Now, if you look for the reading, you want to be able to play both hands at the same time. So we're going to be adding the right hand is going to be playing the melody here, and at the same time the left hand is going to be playing the chords here. But when you get down to here, the left hand plays the melody here, and the chords are played with the right hand. So listen to the difference. I'm going to start right here. All right, this time I'm going to point to the notes as I play them. Do, so, re, re, mi, mi, re, do, do, so, re, re, mi, mi, do. And that's accompanied by the left hand playing a 1 chord, a 5/7 chord. It should sound that way. Second line, it's the left hand that plays the melody, and so it sounds lower.